So back in late 2019 or December, I found out that my next door neighbor and good friend, Eddie Perkins, had been murdered. Apparently he was over at someone's house who he thought was a friend. They got into some altercation, and he wound up killing him. At first, we learned that Troy Lee Warner was the murderer, and a little bit later, it looks like around January 24th, it was the information was released that they had charged a second person in his murder, Jake Eli Johnson. A second man has been charged in the slaying of a man who was attacked, killed, and buried in a yard last month in rural Pulaski County. The sheriff's office has announced Jake Johnson, 37, of Hensley, was booked Thursday at the Pulaski County Jail on a charge of capital murder. Here's information about Eddie. The homicide victim was identified as 56-year-old Edward Perkins. Authorities say they discovered Perkins' remains on private property at 18217 Right Way Road. The owner of the property is Troy Lee Warner, the first suspect arrested in the case. Looks like he's in with a $1.6 million bond. I was actually interviewed at the North Little Rock, investigation building, or whatever you want to call it. And during that interview, apparently they thought that I was the one who killed Eddie, because my name was Jake Johnson. After about 45 minutes of this interview or so, they left the room and came back and said, "Oh, sorry, it was just a case of mistaken identity, because we both had the same name." It looks like they had a correction here. Jake Johnson, 37, of Hensley, was booked there. Oh, Johnson's age was incorrect in an earlier version of this article. I haven't been able to find any information on the trial or anything. So if anybody out there has anything, I would like to see it. I do have a copy of Eddie's death certificate, and it says that the cause of death was blunt force trauma and gunshots to the head and neck. Rest in peace, Eddie.